All right, Tulsi Gabbard has been on fire lately. I used to talk about Tulsi all the time on this channel, as you know, because the channel was named after Tulsi. Um, Maybe I should go back to Save America, vote Tulsi Gabbard, right? Those who would give up liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Ben Franklin. Now, uh, she is running roughshod right now over both neoliberals and neoconservatives. She's just running right over them. And she's hanging out with Thomas Massie, who is another patriot. Tulsi Gabbard's a patriot. Thomas Massie is a patriot. Two different parties. Labels don't really mean anything right now. Donald Trump, not a Republican in the traditional sense, does some Republican-ish things, but isn't really a Republican. The only thing I wish Tulsi would talk about is election integrity right now. She was kind of silent on that and congratulated the corpse and so forth for winning. Again, this is what she does. It's frustrating. Sometimes it's maddening. But I think she's a sincere person. You know what I'm saying? I think she's trying to do the aloha thing, and at times the aloha thing, it's flying in the face of so much that's going on right now that you're almost like, I can't do aloha right now. But she continues to do it. Here she is thanking Franklin Graham. See, the left their heads have to be exploding. Because you say those two words, Franklin and Graham, and, she introduced the thing that I talked about. Can I even say it? The other day, I didn't get the video pulled down, but I got demonetized. Now, keep in mind, that video probably made like 10 cents. All right, so I really don't care about being demonetized, but it's a little bizarre that even little old me, who, by the way, I'm hemorrhaging subscribers, and obviously people are either leaving or they're being removed from the channel. It's probably a little bit of both. Best wishes to you and your loved ones this holiday season. Merry Christmas. The fact that Tulsi would retweet this, see, she makes friends in places that her typical constituency, or at least the ones that thought she was something, those people can't associate with somebody like Franklin Graham. They just can't. That's just, are you crazy? So, and again, we go down further and we talk about something else that is causing craziness. All right, something that Joe Rogan gets accused of here. And if I get too deep into this, again, you're probably going to see demonetization. It's called the Protect Women's Sports Act. And the original intent of strengthening Title IX, ensuring a level playing field for girls and women. Now, I'm not going to get into this, but this, to me, all right, the way we've gone so far just into the wilderness with this issue, I can't even talk about it, but Tulsi is hitting with both barrels here. And she's still getting a lot of likes. She's getting a bit ratioed, especially when she talked about science, and nobody wanted to hear that. Nobody wanted to hear about science. She's really going at it, talking about differences between men and women here. Again, a lot of likes. If I were to be a betting man, which I'm not, Tulsi Gabbard is either going to declare her independence from the Democratic Party. She has to. She has to, because there's no place for her as a Democrat. All right? I don't know if she's going to become a Republican. Some people say that she might. But between all of this stuff and, then she's talking about, in this tweet, the women who stopped ISIS. It's a new book. So she's talking about fighting terrorists. And here she is talking about COVID-19 relief, which again, she was a little too, and she kind of backed off of it after a little while, but she was too pro-lockdown and pro all of that stuff. And then she came out and said something like, when these leaders do ridiculous things, meaning locking people up forever. So she's been tweeting up a storm. And quite honestly, it's too bad this is on her way out, because she is taking bold stance after bold stance. Some would say she's just moving to the right, so she'll make it easier, make it easier for her to transition into a Republican. Folks, Republicans don't do this stuff. Republicans don't do this stuff. And by the way, recalling the Patriot Act, again, she is an issue-by-issue person, and it's exciting to see. Now, if she really wanted to make a big splash right now, and this would be her, like, the icing on the cake, all of these issues are really important, and the fact that she's still in the game, and she's still trying to fight to the end, and she's really trying to make a name for herself on the way out the door, because she comes up with legislation. Remember, during the campaign, her supporters would say, well, Tulsi has a bill for that. Just wait. Tulsi will come up with a bill for that. And she constantly does. But it's just, I don't know what she's going to do after she leaves public life. Is she going to continue? Is she going to run for something else? We know she cannot win the Democratic Party nomination. And, well, she could if she had a little help. And that's the point. I honestly think if she wants to do the greatest good for the country right now, and all these things are awesome, on the way out the door, she needs to talk about election integrity and voter fraud. She has to talk about it. Because that, to me, would certainly be a line in the sand, recognizing what just happened. Because again, she actually put up a Project Veritas video a few months ago, and she got toasted for it, and she took it down. But her premise was still correct about ballot harvesting. And I think she needs to dig in a little deeper, because I think it's more serious than just ballot harvesting. But if she wants to make a big splash and really rock the boat and cause waves, the best thing for her to do would be to talk about this issue, because this is the issue of our time. All these other issues, bringing up the Patriot Act, the stuff with the babies and so forth, I mean, those are very important issues, but none of it matters if your vote doesn't count. Because how can I vote for somebody like this and expect them to win if my vote isn't actually counted correctly? So it's all null and void. And this is the problem with worrying about issues. Until we fix this problem, your issue won't be addressed. And you have no confidence that your vote matters. So I wanted to highlight Tulsi Gabbard. She's definitely on a roll. Good for her. I wish she was staying. I wish she was going to be in this fight. And I hope she runs for something. I think she could win, depending on where she ran. If she's going to do it out of Hawaii, she's going to have a really tough time, because that's a very neoliberal state. But I understand, maybe she'll move somewhere. Maybe she'll move to Alaska, I don't know. I think she would be she'd be a rock star in a state like Alaska or Utah or Montana, or, pretty much any state that has kind of a libertarian streak, an independent streak. New Mexico, I think she could do really well in New Mexico. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Tulsi Gabbard. There's a good chance none of this is going to happen the way we want it to with Tulsi. She is a very unique political figure, probably one of the most interesting presidential candidates who've ever run for the presidency. But right now, her job, I think, should be to call out what's been happening with this election. All right, that's my opinion. All right, I will see you later. Thanks for watching.